In the aftermath of a tragedy, usually we rush to find out not just what happened, but why it happened and who did it. And many times in that rush, we can get caught up in the who more than the actual tragedy that took place. Point in case, recently, after a political assassination took place in Minnesota, you might have heard a news anchor say,
"Was he considered a Democrat, or we don't know?"
Again, in the rush, putting the who and why over the what. However, in the face of the school shooting in Minneapolis yesterday morning, that rush to decipher the who and why also turned into an argument for this.
So I'm watching the news on the Minneapolis school shooting, and it's like the same arguments, the same shit over and over. Take guns away from Americans. It's gun control America.
In this particular rush post-tragedy, we see that some of the reaction gets caught up in misinformation. Gun control actually means the regulation of the sale and use of firearms, not the wholesale elimination of firearms. And it would definitely benefit people like the gentleman in this video to know what gun control means before announcing it's an all or nothing scenario, which is not true. Regulating the sale and use of firearms is something we've already seen on a federal level. The Council on Foreign Relations writes, as of mid-2022, there were no federal laws banning semi-automatic assault weapons, military-style 50 caliber rifles, handguns, or large-capacity magazines. There was also no federal requirement for those purchasing a gun to have any firearm safety training. There was a federal prohibition on assault weapons and on large-capacity magazines between 1994 and 2004, but Congress allowed these restrictions to expire.
People with bad intentions that want to hurt innocents are always going to find ways to get guns.
And if their access to semi-automatic firearms is limited, then it decreases the average number of people injured or killed in a mass shooting. Everytownresearch.org shows us the number of people killed and injured by an assault weapon is far higher than that of a non-assault weapon. Again, gun control means regulating the sale and use of firearms, and one of those ways means addressing large-capacity magazines and assault weapons.
Why isn't there armed guards patrolling school grounds from 6 in the morning to whatever the fuck, whenever there's kids in that building? Why can't you attribute some of the funds towards armed services? You're going to tell me that there's no combat veterans that can qualify, that are sitting at home unemployed, that want to help kids or even volunteer?
For the sake of this video, let's just take this idea in earnest. There are approximately over 100,000 public and private schools across the United States and nearly 170,000 Army Reserve soldiers in the U.S., meaning we'd be occupying most, if not all, Reserve soldiers in this imagined scenario where you've now militarized schools. However, all of this dodges the fact that gun control has proven to work and greatly reduces death or injury by gun. Two resources you can use to educate yourself more about this is at sandyhookpromise.org, where you can click on resources and then go to gun violence facts. Or head to opensecrets.org and find out what policymakers local to you are bought out by the NRA.